So what you're going to do is you're going to pick a variable to eliminate. It can be your x, your y, and your z. And just for easiness right now, I'm going to eliminate my x. And I like to write down which one I'm going to eliminate in case stuff gets a little crazy looking, and it will. So I'm going to eliminate my x. Now, I've got 3 separate equations here. Okay? So, first I want to work on the easy way to eliminate my x is to use this one right here. Right? Because if I want it to eliminate with positive 2, I'll make it negative 2. Right? And if I want it to eliminate with positive 3, I'll make it negative 3. So this one is the one I want to use. So I want to use that third one. So let's just do equation 2 and 3 first. So I just write 2 and 3 so I know which one I'm using. So 2x plus 2y plus 3z equals 3. And x plus 3y plus 2z equals 5. Make sure you copy it correctly. Because if you mess up copying one little thing, we're going to miss something stupid somewhere. So if we're eliminating x, I have a 2x here and a 1x here, so I need to change the 1 to a what? A negative 2. So let's multiply this whole row by negative 2. So I'm going to copy the first one because I'm not changing it. And then I'm going to distribute the negative 2 times all 4 terms in the second one. So negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times 3y is negative 6y. Negative 2 times 2z is negative 4z. Equals negative 2 times 5 is what? Negative 10. Right? Draw my line. Now my x's cancel. Right? All right. So it's not going to be as simple as it was last section. Okay? We're still going to have 2 variables here. That's what you're supposed to have. We're eliminating 1 variable, and we'll still have 2 variables. This time, since we're eliminating x, we'll still have the y and we'll still have the z. Okay? So 2y minus 6y is negative 4y. Positive 3z minus 4z is negative 1z. Equals 3 minus 10 is negative 7. Okay? Then we're going to leave that one alone for just a second. And I like to draw a line to separate everything. Maybe I can fit everything on my screen. We'll try to. So I just used equation 2 and 3 to eliminate x. And then I want to eliminate x again. We want to keep on eliminating x's till I get rid of all the x. Okay? So I'm going to do 2 equations again. So I did equation 2 and 3 the first time. This time I'm going to use 1 and 3. And you can do this in a different order. You can do it in a different order from your neighbor. Okay? But one of them is going to be used twice. And we said that bottom row is the easiest one because it only had just an x and it's easier to multiply with. So that's why I'm using the 3 twice. So I'm going to write down equation 1, which is 3x plus y plus z equals 4. And equation 3 is x plus 3y plus 2z equals 5. Now again, we're still eliminating our x. So what are we going to have to multiply where to get my x's to cancel out? Over here. What are we going to have to multiply where to get the x's to cancel out? Negative 3, second row. Right? So again, I'm not changing the first row, so I'm going to copy it right here. 3x plus y plus z equals 4. And then the bottom row, the whole entire row, gets a negative 3. So negative 3 times x is negative 3x. Negative 3 times 3y is negative 9y. Negative 3 times 2z is negative 6z. And negative 3 times 5 is negative 15. Draw my line. My x's cancel out again. That's what I want to happen. And then I got to add my y's, add my z's, add my constants. So what's positive 1y minus 9y? Negative 8y. Do what? All right. What's positive 1z minus 6z? Negative 5z. And then we have these constants. What's 4 minus 15? Good. Now we have two equations that only have y's and z's in them, don't we? Okay? So come over here and write those two together on top of each other. Negative 4z. Oh, sorry, negative 4y minus z equals negative 7. And negative 8y minus 5z equals negative 11. And now we're going to do an elimination problem like we did yesterday. Okay? So now it turns in from a 3 equation, 3 variables, to a 2 equation, 2 variables, just like we did in yesterday's lesson. Okay? So it's kind of like we're starting over. We knocked down 1 variable, got 2 equations with 2 variables. Now we're going to do that and solve for a variable. So which variable do y'all want to eliminate, the y or the z? The z. So if I have a negative 5y right here, what cancels with negative 5y? Down to 2 equations with 2 variables. And after that, we're going to do elimination like normal. All right, so the first one already doesn't have a y. So to make our life easy, let's go ahead and get rid of this y with these 2 equations. Okay, so I'm going to write myself a note that I'm eliminating y's because I already am missing a y from the first equation. So I'm going to copy down the second 2 equations. Now, how do you think we can do it to eliminate those y's right there in the middle? Yep, make them 10 and negative 10. So what do we have to multiply times the top row to make it negative 10? 2. So I'm looking at these y's right here. One of them's positive 10y, so I can make the other one negative 10y by multiplying the top row by 2. So that's what I'm going to do first. So 2 times 2x is 4x. 2 times negative 5y is negative 10y. 2 times 3z is 6z. Equals 2 times 5 is 10. And then let's just copy everything on the bottom row. X plus 10y minus 4z equals 8. Make sure you copied correctly. And now my y's cancel out. So then what's 4x plus 1x? 5x. And then 6z minus 4z. 2z. Equals 8 plus 10 is 18. So now this equation, this original one right here on top doesn't have a y. And this one doesn't have a y. So now we have 2 equations that have x's and z's. So we're going to put those 2 together. So what this has done, since they left out a variable, is they actually saved us 1 step. A big step, a long step. And I think I want to eliminate my z's. So if one of them is negative 6z, what cancels out with a negative 6z? Positive 6z. So how do I make my second equation a positive 6z? Multiply it by 3. So, keep my first one just like it is. And the bottom gets multiplied by 3. So 3 times 5x is 15x. 3 times 2z is positive 6z. And 3 times 18 is 54. 3 times 18. I don't know what I said. Okay? So now my z's do cancel out. I'm going to add my x's. 8x plus 15x is 23x. My z's are gone. 38 plus 54 equals 92. I'm going to divide both sides by 23. And x equals what? 4. I have x. Now, I've got two, that top equation has a z in it and no y, right? So I can use that to get my z. So I'm going to use the top original equation that doesn't have a y. So 8 times 4, because 4 equals x now, minus 6z equals 38. What is 8 times 4? 32 minus 6z equals 38. I can subtract 32 on each side. That's really pretty good. So negative 6z equals 6, and I can divide by negative 6, and z equals negative 1. So there's my z. All I like now is finding which one? The y. So what do you think we can plug in to get the y? Yeah, x and z for either one of these two original problems. Y'all just want to do the bottom one. It looks a little easier. I want to do the bottom. So I know x is 4 plus, so 10y, and then minus 4 times negative 1 equals 8. So I plugged in 4 for x and negative 1 for z. And then I got to distribute I got to multiply first. Negative 4 times negative 1 is positive 4. So 4 plus 10y plus 4 equals 8. These two are like terms. 4 plus 4 is 8. So 8 plus 10y equals 8. I subtract 8. 10y equals 0. And what is 0 divided by 10? What's 0 divided by anything? 0. So now I have an x, a y, and a z. My x is 4. My y is 0. My z is 1. No. But you know what? Tomorrow I'm going to give you more time to do your homework in class. The same assignment. You're not getting a new assignment tomorrow. Okay. Sound good? Like 6, maybe. Okay? Okay, so I would rather us see examples today and really understand it and then practice it more tomorrow. Is that good? I mean, yeah, you can by all means go home and practice tonight and see what you can do on your own. But the focus of tomorrow, I want us to really practice this in class. Sound good? Is that fair? I try to be. I mean, I understand. These take forever.
You're just explaining.
I'm explaining, so it takes longer. So if I were working this problem, it actually takes me about 4 minutes per problem. Yeah, but I show all my work because I'm one of those kind of people. All right, let's see a fancy one. Let's see a fancy one. All right, here's my fancy one. Now, these have A's, B's, and C's instead of X, Y's, and Z's, but it's the same thing. It's the same thing. You still have 3 variables and 3 equations. You just treat the A's like X's, the B's like Y's, and the C's like Z's. And those are. And I'm double checking, make sure I copy it correctly. Y'all make sure you copy correctly also, because if we don't copy correctly, we're going to get some kind of crazy answer. Okay. So y'all look at these. Tell me, do you want to try to eliminate the X's, the Y's, or the Z's? I mean, the A's, the B's, or the C's? Okay, look at the B's. Yeah. These two equations already cancel out, don't they? Yeah, I think I'm going to eliminate my B's. If you're doing this on your own and you want to eliminate your A's, go for it. But your work will look nothing like mine. However, you still should get the same thing if you do it correctly. Okay? So I want to eliminate my B's just because equation 1 and equation 2 are already ready to cancel out. So I'm going to do 1 and 2 to start with. 4a minus 2b plus 8c equals 30. And then a plus 2b minus 7c equals negative 12. And I cancel my b's. So what's 4a plus a?
5A plus 2.
Yep, 5a plus 1c equals 18. All right. Now, we're still eliminating b's. Do y'all want to do the top one and the bottom one or the middle one and the bottom one?
Middle one and the bottom one. Middle one.
The middle one and the bottom will actually, if we just multiply by a positive 2, it'll work. We write down equation 2. I'm going to have to do some major editing today. And equation 3, 2a. Just keep your mouth shut over there, Addison. Watch the magic happen. So if we multiply the bottom row by 2 and keep the top, then we get 4a minus 2b plus 8c equals 30. B's cancel. I get 5a plus 1c equals 18. Now I got two variables that both have a and c. Write them down together. 5a plus c. And yes, they have the exact same equation coincidentally. So this is a rare thing that happens here, guys. It's a rare thing that happens. So we want them to cancel out, so I need to multiply one row by what? -1 to get them to have opposite signs, right? It don't matter if you do the top or the bottom this time since they're exactly the same. And what happens? The A's can't, oh, that's supposed to be A. A's cancel. C's cancel, so that gives me 0 equals, what's 18 minus 18? Is that true? Yes. So if the variables cancel out anywhere, all variables cancel out in our equation down here. And it's true, we say what? Infinitely many solutions. You can write IMS. Yeah. If you want to write no solution, if you put NS, I'm good with that. So that's 3 examples that we did today. A regular one. We did one with, they didn't give us one of the variables to start with. And then we did an infinitely many solutions. No solution works the same way except for it would be like something like 0 equals